friends. This is a video I've had in the works for a while now. Been sitting on this recording for almost actually 2 weeks now, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I'm starting to feel better, and I thought I'd finally try to get this done. I'm still a little sick, you can probably hear that in my voice, but here's your video. This is how I almost won DannyIsDahBomb's Minecraft tournament. To start this off, even though you probably already know who he is, I should tell you a little bit about DannyIsDahBomb. Danny is a Hive YouTuber, and he makes really unique and I would say interesting content. I highly recommend supporting him by becoming a channel member, that way he can do more stuff like this tournament in the future. You can also just subscribe, very helpful no matter what, but he is a very big inspiration to me. He has this one video called Tips to Get YouTube Rank in Hive, and I've been using a lot of those, and my videos have been getting a decent amount of views, which I almost credit entirely to him. I love his stuff, and now we should probably move on to the actual tournament. All background footage you're going to see in this video will be coming from my point of view in the tournament. I tried to look for his stream, but there's no way to access it, as I think he made it unlisted, and I didn't keep the tab up, because it's almost 2 weeks old now. He said in his latest stream that he's going to try to make a playlist with all his unlisted streams. That way I can go back and check it. So at some point I may remake this video, because of how good it is, or how great I did in the tournament. Anyways, here's the actual gameplay. Now, I'm not sure if I was there for the first game, but I'm pretty sure I was, as he went through all the Hive games, and I don't think he missed any, and the first game was survival games, and I think that was the very first one. It was the first one I played, at least. I didn't start recording until after I died, but off the very start, I was killed by a man named Hubbard. Hubbard is super good at PvP, and he played with like a really fast play style. Even with how well he played and when he killed me, I still called that a different kid named xoxo I was going to win. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, I'll just call him Dana from now on. He was really good, and I just had a feeling that I'll win, you know? Dana almost died to Hubbard, and I still believed him the entire time. He was so close to death, but he ended up escaping him. It ended up going to final deathmatch, where Hubbard ended up dying. So it was just Dana, a person which Danny was calling Spam, because the letters in his name were all just spammy, and another dude called T-Man. Dana ended up killing Spam, so it was just T-Man and the person I was pulling for the entire time. T-Man had much better loot though, so Dana ended up losing, and T-Man got the prize. On to Murder Mystery, and this is one of the ones I thought was the most fun. I came pretty close to winning, not entirely though. How it worked out was that Danny would be the murderer, and whoever killed him won the prize. He ended up just killing the sheriff off pretty much the very start and guarded the hat the whole time. But I ended up seeing the perfect opportunity to go for it. He was leaving for another kid, and if I could have got the hat, ran, turned around, shot him if he was chasing me. I ended up getting super unlucky though, as the person he was going after ended up, I think, running away. So he came back right to the hat and got me right before I got it. We move on to Treasure Wars, and I go to type in the code, but I don't end up making it in. This really shook me, as I wanted to be in every game for the maximum chance of winning, and for the video, which I ended up deciding I was going to make. I ended up making the second Treasure Wars game, though, by typing in the code, and I died pretty early. As you should see in this clip here, I tried to knock back Boombox, but I didn't have pearls in my hand, so I couldn't make it. And the reason why I knocked back Boombox is because there was some kids with snowballs, and I didn't want to die like that. So I ended up just dying in an even worse way, because, you know, I'm a bad Xbox player. But I still wanted to make sure I would win all the games. So here's a little fact about Danny's channel. If you become a channel member, he will friend you in Hive. I was already a channel member, but a while ago I had signed up. I was the lowest tier, which was a baby sea dog, for I think $2 a month, and that meant that he would add me as a Hive friend, but only temporarily. He would end up unadding you later. What you needed to be was a normal sea dog. That way he would add you as a friend forever. I ended up upgrading my membership on stream, so he added me as a friend, as you should see here. There were two more pretty big reveals. One was kind of bad. I started getting ping glitch, and I really didn't want to risk missing one of the games, so I just kind of dealt with it. Sorry, it's going to be like that for the rest of this video. The other one was much bigger though. Hubbard, the kid from earlier, he ended up actually revealing himself on stream to be Evident, another really big Hive YouTuber who I like. He's also super cool. I'm actually a member of his as well. But yeah, it's pretty cool to have both of them. Between the two of them, I probably donated close to $50, including memberships and just donations. If you watch their streams, Evident and Danny's, you've probably seen me at some point. I'm Prester John. I donate a lot there. Him adding me as a friend was probably the best thing that happened for the tournament, though. As, for one, now I can join his games from now on. Obviously not to snipe, but just to chill. But the other is that I can now make every single CS. I ended up being the first person inside Sky Wars, which was super cool. This was very cool, but he ended up doing it by whoever got the most kills, not just who was on, like, I don't know, the team with the most kills, or the top player on the team who won, or something like that. But, it's his tournament. He can choose to do how he does. This meant I basically had no chance of winning, as I'm an Xbox player who plays on controller. Things went really, really well, though. I ended up stealing my teammate's chest, and I got an iron sword and some decent armor from it. I then speed bridged to a different island. That way, I didn't want to rush middle, because everyone was going to rush middle. I ended up speed bridging to a different island and found 2 emerald ore. 1 emerald ore, I got a respiration helmet, which basically meant nothing. But the other, I got a freaking Nemo. Nemo is super rare and very, very useful. You can pretty much guaranteed get kills by hitting people off the map. This I had pretty confident I was going to win, though. I popped off and ended up getting 2 kills and almost got 3. I tried to chase the dude, went over to a different island and tried to speed bridge, but I got killed from behind. Instead of trying to DZ my way back on the bridge, I ended up trying to shoot a bow at him, and I choked an emo game. It wouldn't have mattered, though, at least I think, because someone named Penguino YT popped off even more for 10 kills. It was pretty close, though, as I like to think it's pretty close, because I could have killed him at some point with Nemo. That's just so unsurprising, and that kind of stuff. Next was Block Drop, and I was the third person to join the game this time. There isn't much to be said, as Block Drop's kind of difficult to commentate over. It's a lot of fun to play, though. Other than the fact that 50 people, Block Drop, and an Xbox One S go together like Evident in creative mode.
We're just gonna look at... What? No! Click!
This time, I ended up pulling for It's Energy whenever I died. Even typing support to him in chat. Energy popped off and I actually won, which was sick. Shout out to It's Energy, I really, really thought he was going to win, and it worked out. Next was Death Run, and this is what I'm going to have basically nothing to say about. I'm really bad at Death Run, and I had almost no idea what was happening because my frames were so bad. I have more friends on Hive right now than I did frames this game. It was so laggy, and I'm also really, really bad at Death Run, and I got absolutely destroyed. Now it's time for the finale and the most important game of them all, Sky Royale. If you haven't seen my Sweating at Hive minigames video, you haven't heard me talk about how much I love Sky Royale. It's a perfect mix of hardcore sweats and super noobs. The day before the tournament, I ended up popping off for 4 wins in a row. I took a different approach for the tournament, though. Whoever won this game would get Hive Plus, and I really did not want to risk that. I didn't have it at the time, and now I do, but it's still very important at the time. I ended up digging underground at the very start to mine all the ores on my island. It is pretty cringe, but I thought it would give me an advantage to these Sky Royale noobs who were just going to get speed bridged on off start. I also got pearls and snowballs, which was really clean. Once I was top 20, I came out to see where I was. I didn't know at first because, pick glitch. I was a corner island, which is one of 4 best places to be in Sky Royale if you want to place high, and it's only tied with the other corners. I went around the island looking for a place to be and ended up making it to the top 10. I still had no gear though, and I needed some fast. I found decent gear, but I still did not have a chest plate. I came closer than I would like to say to getting noob islanded, but I was now top 5. I was top 5 in a Minecraft tournament as an Xbox kid who only learned to speed bridge hardly a month before. I play on controller, and I was top 5 in a basically sweat tournament. As the final islands exploded, I made my way to middle and found a chain chest plate. I remembered a good trap from Evident Sky Royale trapping video, where you can basically dig underground and never get killed by going under the stairs right here. As I'm going through mining my ores, I looked as to who was raiding. That is when it finally hit me. I was the highest placing person who did not have Hive Plus. That means if Danny went through and checked each person who placed top 4 or 5, I would win Hive Plus for free. I would be the winner of Danny's Minecraft tournament. I knew that I could come out now, as this is pretty much the only way I win is under those circumstances. I didn't need kills, I didn't need anything else. I just needed luck at this point. As soon as I came out, there's this kid named Hatred, and he is super, super good. I was murked by him almost right away, but I did try to escape. I used a lot of pretty cool stuff. That was the moment of truth. Would I be the winner of the tournament? Danny tried to give it to the kill leader, who was Hatred, but he already had it. He didn't keep track of who else was top 5, sadly, so he decided to give it to someone in chat. I sent a message which basically just said I'm the highest placing person who did not already have Hive Plus, and I'm a channel member, but the random generation sadly did not pick me. Still, I was that close to winning a Danny is the Bomb Minecraft tournament. I should say right here that Danny can do whatever he wants with his money and his belongings. I'm not mad at all I did not win. I'm more than happy to participate, and I get to make this video out of it. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, I would recommend clicking the 3 links in the top of the description to subscribe to Evident, Danny, and myself. Thank you, Danny, for hosting this tournament and giving me the opportunity to make this video. Subscribe.